on now. Almost come off. Yeah, it's got its own. Okay, gotta get another hitch pin. Oh. Welcome back to College Hill Farm. Well, it's time to dig potatoes. I went down and bush hogged them off, and now I've put the potato plow on. Now when you adjust the potato plow, when you first put it on, the way all my other implements are, the potato plow would be pushing straight down. So you have to expand out that top length. So the potato plow, when you put it down, it's going to go down and like this. Okay, so it lifts the potatoes up and throws them out on each side. Now, I got a late start this morning. It's still shady over here by the barn, but the sun's going to be on the field here any minute. And so I'm going to let that all do its thing today, and we'll come out in the morning. I've got some other things that need to be done. Okay, I got too many irons in the fire. We got some things that need to be done, so we'll come out tomorrow morning and dig potatoes. Now, I'm not young anymore, so normally I've got 3 rows of potatoes over there, and my neighbor's got a row. So normally what I would do is just dig all 3. But my back won't hold up to that anymore. So I'll dig 1 tomorrow, maybe 2 the next day. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. You'll see the results of 1 row, and then just know that I'm digging the rest of them and putting them in the basement. I'll show you the way we store them, and I'll show you the whole haul, okay? Because I won't put any in the basement till I put them all in the basement. So, all right. Let's go do some other stuff. Good morning. I had to plow through that. I got about halfway down and there was so much stuff on my plow that it was lifting it up out of the ground. So when I got to the end, I just backed up and got that stuff off and then plowed. Now this row was not healed. Okay? This row was not healed. You do not have to heal potatoes. Alright? You do not have to heal potatoes. But it keeps them from getting sun scald. But let's go down through here and look and see what we got. Now this first little bit, I have been graveling out of these. You saw me get some yesterday. So this first little bit, all the taters were picked out. But once we get down to about here, see them there in the dirt? The potato plow lifts them out. Sometimes you hit the row and sometimes you miss it. Sometimes there are a lot of potatoes and sometimes there's just a few. Okay? But I'm going to get down this 100-foot row. I see quite a few potatoes down through there. So we're going to get down this 100-foot row and pick them up. I'll show you how. Now, this is how I pick them up. I take a 5-gallon bucket and a heavy-duty grabber. You can buy these at Ace Hardware. Best grabbers I've ever bought. Okay? And I've bought a lot of grabbers. You just reach down. Get a hold of a tater. Put it in your bucket. Now, some people say, why don't you just do that and put them in your tractor? Well, I'd have to stop and start my tractor all the way down the field. That's about the average size of potato. Okay? Nice little Kennebecks. I'd have to start and stop my tractor all the way down the field, and that would be bad for my tractor. So I just put them in a bucket. Plus, I set the bucket on the ground, and that means I only have to lift as tall as the bucket with the grabber. That saves my thumbs and my fingers too from maybe getting blistered. So let's get down through here and dig and pick up some taters. Okay, this is what I got in the first plow through of this first row. I got 3 5-gallon buckets. Now, a 5-gallon bucket full of potatoes weighs between 20 and 26 pounds, okay? That's been my average as I've done this over the years. I always weigh my buckets. A 5-gallon bucket weighs between 20 and 26 pounds. So, I got 3 5-gallon buckets. So this is somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 to 75 pounds of potatoes. And that's the first plowing. Now, I'll come back through and do another plowing in that same row, because your tractor, as you go down through there, sometimes it'll waggle and it'll miss the hill of potatoes. So I'll just scoot over, 8 inches and put the plow back in and go again, because it looks like I waggled a little to the right. So I'll come back and scoot the plow over to the left about 8 inches, and that'll get any potatoes that are left. Now, the second plowing never yields but half a bucket to a bucket, so 10 to 20 pounds. So where am I at? Well, if I get 10 more pounds, I'm going to have about 80 pounds of potatoes. I'm just guessing. 80 pounds in this row. Well, I've got 3 rows. I put in 36 pounds of potatoes, of seed potatoes, and I've got 3 rows, and if the other 2 rows give me about the same, that'll be 240 pounds of potatoes off of 36 pounds of seed. So 36 goes into 240. You can do the math. It's about close to 5 times, 6 times. Okay, 6 to 1. So for every pound of potatoes I planted, I got 6 pounds, between 4 and 6 pounds back. I haven't done the math. I'll probably put it up right here just for the heck of it so that you can see. But I won't show you all the potatoes being dug because this is going to be a long process. I don't know if I'll dig a second row this morning or not. I probably will, but yeah, I don't know if I'll get them all picked up. Just depends on what my back's doing. I may just get the second plowing and then the plow through of the second row and pick them up, and then come back in the morning, plow through the second row again, and then plow the third row. So that's maybe what I do. So it takes me 2 days, maybe 3 days to get these. But I'll take these and I'll lay them out on a tarp under my maple tree and let them cure. I wanted to show you something. Let's see. I want to show you about the purpose of hilling. Here's a potato that's got solarization. See how green that is? That potato's still just fine to eat. You just cut that green off, and okay, but that's something called solanin, and it's a poison in nightshades. So you cut that off. How much would you have to eat for it to bother you? You'd have to eat a heck of a lot, okay? You'd have to eat a lot. So yeah, that's the purpose of hilling, so that the sun doesn't get on your potatoes, because they'll push up out of the ground just a piece of them, and the sun will get them. Well, you know, this year I didn't get to hill them, but I didn't worry too much about it because I knew it doesn't change the amount of potatoes you get. It just changes how many of them are this way. How many of them has green on it? Almost none. There's probably 5 or 6 I picked up that I saw a lot of green on. The potatoes ranged in size from this to that. And you say, well, why do you pick up those little potatoes? We wash those and bake them whole in the microwave. Oh, they're delicious. I love these Kennebecks. They're a waxy potato, and you just about don't even need butter on them. Now, I'll show you the video of how we store these when it's time to store them. These will sit under a tarp, out under my maple tree, or on a tarp, out under my maple tree, and I'll cover them at night, or cover them if it's going to rain, and then uncover them when the rain passes. That will allow them to develop a skin, because right now, if you'll look, they're kind of tender. I can rub and see how I rub the skin off right there. They're tender. So they need a couple days sitting out in the air to develop that skin. And then I'll show you the video of how we store them. Okay, so if you like this stuff, this homesteading, do-it-yourself kind of thing, be certain to come on out to the channel and subscribe. We do this stuff every week, sometimes 1, sometimes 5 videos. We upload on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Now, with that being said, it's time for me to get on to the next thing and plow this again and pick up the second plowing.